I may or may not be onto something, but I believe that DJI created a second version, a V2, if you will, of the Mavic 3. And I'll share with you why those are my thoughts. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here at my channel. This is Eddie, and today I bring to you a brand new Mavic 3 Cine. This is a replacement from Best Buy. So as you probably may or may have not saw my previous video when I was at Jones Beach flying, I was having some major disconnect issues with the Mavic 3 and the RC Pro. And not only that, multiple people then started commenting and leaving messages on my video letting me know that they were experiencing the same issue. So this is a widespread bug in the Mavic 3, and today I have a replacement that I received from Best Buy because I did go ahead and return my original Mavic 3 and ordered a new one. So hopefully this does not have an issue, and I think that DJI might have done something. The reason being I say that DJI might have created a V2 is because, and my fellow Mavic 3 pilots, you can keep me honest here. If you have a Mavic 3 and you were an early purchaser like I was, right, an early buyer, check your Mavic 3 and let me know if it arrived with this foam gimbal guard here. My first initial Mavic 3 Cine did not have a foam guard, and now this new one does. And if you look at the forums online, I'm always in the forums checking things out when I'm having issues. A lot of people are speculating that that DJI made a second version, if you will, and they made and tweaked some enhancements to this drone based on this little foam here. They're saying this is a V2. Could it be a V2? Who knows? Only DJI will know. So going back to this Mavic 3, this is a brand new Mavic 3 from Best Buy. All I did today was plug it into my computer. I did a firmware update onto the drone, and I did a firmware update onto the smart controller, the RC Pro. And I'm gonna let you guys know which firmware I'm using right here, right above me. But this is the firmware for the Mavic, and this is the firmware for the RC Pro. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and do a IMU calibration, since this is the first time that I'll be flying, and I will also calibrate the compass. I'm not gonna touch the gimbal, I'm gonna leave the gimbal as is. Two things that I'm looking for is, do I have the horizon tilt, which I did have on my first Mavic 3 Cine, and more importantly, will this stay connected to the RC Pro, or would it disconnect? So it is a foggy day here today, so don't expect crispy, nice footage, or, you know, nice color tones, because it is just a very gloomy, low fog day. All right, so what I've done now is I just powered on the Mavic 3. I'm connected to my RC Pro. Let me start a screen recording. A screen recording might be beneficial, right? Let's start now. We are recording now. We're doing a screen record, and so far, it's not bad at all. So far, I have connection. All right, so far I did an IMU calibration. I also did a compass calibration. Again, did not touch the gimbal, and I think we're ready to take off. I can tell you immediately, I have not seen or experienced a disconnect. We'll let it hover here. Again, don't expect some amazing footage because today we're just here to test two things: to see if it will disconnect and to see if I have horizon tilt on this new version or this new replacement Mavic 3 that I received from Best Buy. I think we're good here letting it hover. So let's go ahead and take it for its first initial flight. We'll do some laps around this park. I'm in Flushing Meadows in New York. It's an FAA approved field for drones. We're gonna go ahead and just do some circles around the park, and then we'll be back and I'll let you know if I experienced any disconnects and what my thoughts are overall of this replacement. So something that I'm immediately experiencing is a crooked horizon. And you can kind of tell here, if you look at the landscape of where I'm at, I know it might be difficult to see on this camera. Let me make it a little bit better. But I have a crooked horizon. It's not centered. It's not leveled, I should say. The camera is not leveled with the horizon. So what I'm gonna do is the next flight, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down and do a gimbal calibration just to kind of like eliminate those quirks, and then come right back up and see if that resolved it. So let me go ahead and do that now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this gimbal calibration really quick just to make sure and rule out that I am having a serious gimbal issue. We're losing light here rapidly because it is about 3:30 now, 3:45, and sunset is around 4:15 today. Gimbal calibration, there you go. Let's do an auto gimbal calibration. It is doing that right now. And then we're gonna go ahead again for another flight, and we're gonna see if there is any updates or any improvements. I'm always saying the things incorrectly. Any improvements on this Mavic 3. All right, so we flew the DJI Mavic 3 first battery in, and I'll tell you, zero disconnect issues, no disconnect issues at all. I'm extremely happy about that. However, I was experiencing some tilted horizon issues even while after I calibrated the gimbal. I am still seeing that tilted horizon. But let's go ahead and bring her down. And I am losing a lot of light, like I mentioned. It's about like 4:30 already. The sun is setting. We're not gonna see a spectacular sunset because it is quite overcasted today and very foggy. However, I'll just probably continue to burn my other two batteries and just do some hyperlapses. That way I get to test the functionality of this new drone, whether or not it disconnects, which again is my main priority. Let's do a hand catch here from Mr. Anthony Charles. Mr. Anthony Charles, who is AKA Casey Neistat of the New York City crew, the New York City world. He's talking a lot of smack that I won't hand catch my Mavic 3, but let's go ahead and do a hand catch of the Mavic 3 for Anthony Charles. Here you go, Mr. Anthony Charles. This is a hand catch brought to you specifically by Casey Neistat. Thank you. All right, guys, so maybe I do have a V2 version of the Mavic 3 Cine Like I said, be on the lookout for those new shipments that you may be receiving, whether it's a replacement or an exchange, or you just bought your Mavic 3. See if it is including this gimbal foam guard here. I think this might be a good indication that you may have a updated drone, but this is all speculation. Again, I don't have any information from DJI or anything that I've seen online besides just speculation from other folks who has the Mavic 3 as a replacement or recently purchased, and now also have this foam gimbal guard. Now, what I can tell you based on my testing today, my limited testing here at Queens, New York, Flushing Meadows, the studio that I rented for an hour, is that this, I didn't have any disconnect issues. This drone was rock solid connection. I had all 5 bars on my RC, meaning that I had full connection to the drone. So I didn't lose any connection there, which I'm really excited and happy for. There was some horizon tilt issue. Now, I know that DJI is expected to release a firmware in January. I'm hoping that they release a firmware where we're still going to see some additional features being unlocked on this drone, and they're gonna continue to fix bugs. So that being said, this is quite a short video, but just wanted to give you an update that, you know, I did receive a replacement. I did fly. Today's December 31st. Probably by the time that you're watching this video, it'll be January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, etc. So happy New Year's to you and your family. But I will be back out again shooting with the Mavic 3, and I will let you know if I am experiencing this issue. If you have a Mavic 3 right now and you are experiencing disconnects, again, just based on my first initial 3 flights on this drone, I think you should definitely go ahead and try to replace your Mavic 3. Don't keep a drone that's disconnecting, because I have a lot of people hitting me up on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube letting me know about the dangerous scenarios that they've been placed due to this drone disconnecting from the RC. So that's it for today. And again, Happy New Year, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thank you. Peace.